Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Grandma. Ian's not home yet, but when he gets home, I'll have him come say hi. I hope I have a voice throughout this whole live. I was kind of losing it today. It's so annoying. I tend to lose my voice after I get better from being sick. And I was sick and now I'm not, but perfect timing for me to go back to school, go back to work, and not be able to talk all day. And I'm a teacher, so that's kind of a not fun. Hiking Relic Hunter. That sounds like a very exciting username. I'm going to ask Ian. He's not home yet, but when you get home, bring me some water. Hello, Gouda. Another Gouda username. Gouda is one of my favorite cheeses. It used to be Velvet. Oh, okay, cool. L, thank you for telling me that. You might have to remind me. I'm so used to seeing Velvet. I'll miss that little kitty cat. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Gouda must be one of your favorite cheeses if it's your namesake. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're finishing September of 1903 definitely today. And then I also just uploaded pictures of October, so we'll probably get into October too. No, this isn't what I do for work. I'm an art teacher, but I do this on the side. This is my hobby. But I was just saying I'm losing my voice a little bit, and as an art teacher, an elementary school art teacher, it was a little bit stressful today. Sometimes, like, it wasn't all day. It came and went, and I feel like when I really needed to project my voice, I couldn't today. The cat will probably make a return. Cute. I can't really see on my screen. It's so small, so I can't really see what your username is now. I mean your picture. I just see kind of like white and tan. It's really tiny, the chat on my screen. Okay, so let me triple check that I am streaming on YouTube, because last time it didn't work. I think it's working. Hopefully the sound is going and everything. I was having some sound issues last week when I was logging on, but I think we fixed it. Oh, cute. Yeah, and for some reason I hit the button to stream it, but it never actually got its way to YouTube, and I had to download and upload again from TikTok, which is a pain, but I did it. So it's up there. We're on the 29th stream of this diary, which is like kind of crazy. And we're in September, so only a few months left. Yeah, the kids are really good at art. They're so much more creative when they're young. Oh, it's your diary birthday? Awesome. Well, we'll start off with a special little, I never know what to call this thing. Graphic sticker. Yeah, the kids are really awesome in art. I love it. They always surprise me. Happy diary birthday, Elle. Hey, Nikki. All right, so I guess I'll start. We are reading September 28th. We'll start with Georgia and then go to Ralph. Awesome. Same birthday as Hilary Duff. Love it. I used to love Lizzie McGuire and the Lizzie McGuire movie. All right, got up at 6:40. Done dishes, and then helped Mama help Mama clean the cellar. Helped with dinner. and dishes. I'm curious, every once in a while we come across a term that is like a regional term. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like when she talks about lunch and dinner, Lizzie McGuire, you're an outfit repeater. When they say lunch and dinner, like Georgia calls dinner means lunch, and supper means what I would call dinner. And sometimes we'll talk about it in here. I'm curious, what do you guys call, do you call it your cellar? Do you call it your basement? What word do you use? Because growing up, my mom, I think it came from my mom, we said cellar in my house. And I'm in Massachusetts. But now, I feel like most people use basement. I don't know why. My mom's family also calls the living room the parlor. So we always called our living room the parlor. You call it cellar. Okay. Basement. Last meal of the day is supper. Okay, interesting. See, now I say basement. Cellar in Pennsylvania. I guess when I'm thinking, like, about it, my basement growing up was not finished. So maybe, I feel like an unfinished basement feels more cellar to me. And then this, where I'm in right now, doesn't really feel like a cellar. Feels like a basement. I don't know. It's just interesting. Parlor is an old school Massachusetts term. Okay, cool. We also said pocketbook. But not really pocketbook, more pocketbook. Instead of a purse. But I don't use that term anymore. But yeah, my mom's family was French Canadian and live in Massachusetts. So I wonder if it's like a French Canadian thing. Because I don't think my Portuguese grandparents, I don't know what they called. They didn't really have a basement. They had like a split level house. So it was kind of like their first floor. Your dad was from Fall River. Oh, I'm really close to Fall River. I don't know what it would be called in Scotland, but we don't really have them. But I say basement. Yeah. Depends on the use. Unfinished basement is cellar, but finished is basement. Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling, just like as a vibe. Okay. Helped with dinner and dishes. Lovely day. It is kind of interesting. So what's interesting is, unfortunately, my Portuguese side, once I get to like my third great grandparents, I can't find anything on them, which is sad. But my French side, their records are really good. So on Ancestry, I've been able to go really far back. And not only that, but like find photos of my French descendants, which is cool. And it's funny because I have to find it, but there's a great, 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 great aunt or something like that. And she looks like my mom. And it's funny because like there's actually a resemblance. And it's this old picture from who knows how old. It was really cool. It's fun to see that. And then on my Portuguese side, there's a lot of like the men on that side look like they have, I don't know, strong genes or something, and they share looks. So looking back at my great grandparents, my great grandfather's brothers, they look like my cousins, which is really cool. Also, if the basement had a canned food storage, it's a cellar. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I think of as cellar, more of like colder, not like a place to hang out, but a place to store things. But I know there are probably, in different regions of the U.S., it's probably just a cellar, whether it's a place you use. Oh my God, happy diary birthday. Second one, 2 September 28th. You share a birthday with Hillary Duff. Did you know that? Hold on, let me give you a special diary birthday shout out. Yeah, Hillary Duff's birthday is September 28th. We learned that a few minutes ago. Oops, I turned Ralph off. No, Ralph's days. Okay. Oh, I should make it look like Ralph is saying happy diary birthday. That would be cute. Did I miss why you typed dinner instead of supper? I didn't. Did I? I was talking about how sometimes, well, Georgia will call dinner supper. Did I write it wrong? There's 2 lines though, actually. No, I just didn't get to it yet. Helped with dinner and dishes. Lovely day. Wrote letters nearly all afternoon. Then she writes pretty much the same sentence. No, that's okay. That happens to me literally all the time. And Georgia is very repetitive with how she writes her entries, so sometimes I'll get so confused, like, wait, I already wrote this, but especially because I go on little tangents and then look back at it and don't know where I am. Helped with supper and dishes. Worked on fancy work all evening. Took a bath and went to bed at 10. Okay. It's possible to move the... Oh, yeah. Thank you. It is. Definitely. I don't know why it was over there. Okay. Did I get to all the comments? Hi, twin. Cute. Okay. Ralph. September 28th. A little bit of a shorter one. That's Ralph up there in the corner, if any of you don't know him yet. Met. Steam engine. Room B. I'm assuming steam engine is one of the classes he's teaching. He is a assistant professor at a school, at a college right now, of engineering. He just recently graduated from college himself, and now he has a job in Chicago. So he's teaching these classes he just started. I don't know what that is. MH. That might be an abbreviation for one of his classes. 11:30. Studied at room the rest of the time, except... And then he just stops. Wonder what he's studying. He's supposed to be done studying. All right. Georgia, September 29th. Got up at 6:40. Done dishes. Helped with washing. Swept and dusted. Helped with dinner and dishes. Her family rents out rooms in their house to boarders, so she does a lot of dishes and housework for that. Mama and I went up to Grandpa's, because her family, it's only her and her parents. So I know, she does. I know, oh my God, we need a dinner and dishes badge. You know how many times I'd be clicking that? Love it. We should think of, though, like something that's a little bit more rare that would be cute to add. I think it would be so fun to have more little things to pop up. I love getting to do the diary birthday one. If anyone can think of something. I think I would love to do dinner and dishes, but it would be like constant. Something that's a little, like every time Hector comes up or something. Mama and I went up to Grandpa's a while. Went downtown. But you know what you guys could do if you want? Whenever she says dinner and dishes, you could send an emoji or something. We could think of something that'd be cute. Went downtown. Helped. Didn't we search how many times she said dishes? Helped with, yeah, supper and dishes. Helped Mrs. Blanchard of Postal Telegraph with her reports. Read a while. Love it. The dish with the silverware. Read a while and went to bed at 10:15. Windy, cloudy part of the time, and rained some. Yeah, actually, you guys should do that, because TikTok loves when people comment on stuff. That's an easy comment that will get the stream boosted a little bit. And it's cute and fun, and you can participate. All right, dinner and dishes. I love it. Tiff, I can't tell what's that first emoji. My screen, it's just so small, but it must be some food, right? That's great. Oh my God, can you imagine like rewriting her diary with emojis and abbreviations? Thank you, Julia. It's so nice. New people will come in and question why we're commenting. Yes! They want to be part of the club. At... I don't know. Oh, at A, he writes the letter A. So weird. doesn't he? His capital A's when he prints it. I was like, what the heck does that even say? I thought it said 17. It's at AIT, the Armor Institute of Technology. D&D, yes. And at room all day. It reminds me of, for anyone who was here when we read Ralph's 1901 diary, he sharpened the pencil. He worked on the railroad, and he used like a lot more abbreviations than he does in this diary. And he would always write B at this place, D at this place. And it was breakfast and dinner, and he abbreviated it like that. And it was funny whenever it would come up, we'd be like, oh, just having some B. And like, I don't know, it was just like a little inside joke from a 1901 diary, because we're lame, but it's fun. He also, yes, he did. He had weird Roman numerals and symbols, and we never really figured out what they were. So that was interesting. Went downtown to see Centennial. Ooh, something we can look up. Parade and PM. Stood in line. Oh, God. Stood in line 7:20 to 10 o'clock. Parade passed from 8:10 to 10:10. Was grand. That's one of the first times Ralph has gotten, like, given us some kind of feeling. He doesn't talk about what he thinks about things very much. I recently got a secondhand book of Emma by Jane Austen, and I was so excited because I already know what you're gonna say. Is there writing in it? Someone took notes, because that's what I would love. All right, we're gonna look at newspapers.com. Thank you for the follow, oh Sheila. Nice. Oh, they liked writing in shorthand. I don't know if I would know. I'd have to learn that, which would be fun. That'd be a good side quest. The Centennial Parade. Maybe we can find a picture. In well, I'm going to narrow it down, actually. September 1903 in Chicago. But they wrote their name on the front. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Ooh, I think this has a picture. Yes! Okay. People crowd Chicago's downtown streets to view Night's Centennial Parade. This is so cool. Look at these people. They're at the same parade that Ralph went to. Look at their outfits. Oh my god, I love that. This reminds me of one of the outfits in the Titanic. Ralph, you there? I know, can you imagine? Would we recognize him, I wonder? Not him. Look at his hands. Oh, that's funny. I know, they're like, Ralph's like, it was awesome, and they're like, yeah, Look at this one. He's doing the kissy face. This is funny. And this guy's like, look, a camera. Or something. I like her. She looks like she could be from today. I know, I love seeing personality in old photos too. You know what I recently discovered? One of my favorite things is like really old photos, but candid photos that are old. Like, there's so many that you find in antique stores and stuff that are, of course, it was like a bigger deal to take a photo, so it's perfectly posed, and they went and they got their picture taken, and they're standing so perfectly and whatever, and it's their best smile, best outfit. But I recently came across, and I made a video about it, but I never posted it. It was at not even an antique store. It was the stuff did not belong there. It was interesting. It's actually like a recycling center that is for art supplies that I go to sometimes because I'm an art teacher, and you find some really cool stuff there. And it's all donations, so people will donate their art supplies, and like not even art supplies, like random things that you can make art from. Like, there'll be giant bins of bottle caps and stuff. Hey, Holly. And someone had donated this giant stack of photo albums from, like, 1903. I took some pictures. I could share them after. I did try to make a video, and then it, like, got deleted. So it was interesting that those were there, and they had posted about it online, and I was like, oh my god, I want to, like, go check these out. And I told them what I do and everything. I commented, and I was like, I'm really interested in these. They hadn't priced it yet or anything. And then when I went there to go see it, there were, like, 5 other people there for the same reason. I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm getting these, because they were saying they weren't priced yet, and they were going to, like, price them on Tuesday, and it's first come, first serve. I'm like, well, I work, so I can't go get them. But I did take a few pictures. And long story, but the reason why I brought it up is because inside the albums, they were from, like, 1903. Like, actually, I think it was specifically, one of them was 1903. And they were candid photos of people on, like, I don't even know, all different things. There were people on a boat, people on a statue. It was really cool, because it was not superposed. There was a place you loved going to like that in Portland. Yeah, this one was in close to Providence, Rhode Island. Not in Providence, but near there. It's a cool place to go to. It's pretty cheap too. Like, sometimes I'll go and get a ton of yarn if the kids at school, I'm doing a project where they're weaving or something. Yarn's expensive to buy new, so they have so much of it there, and thread, buttons, all that kind of stuff. Can you imagine if these people in this pic, one of the people in this pic was Georgia? I know. Oh, that would be amazing. Let's see if there's any more pictures right off the bat. Oops. Lawrence Walter. Among the survivors of the volunteer fire department who will march in the Centennial Parade is Lawrence Walter. When Mr. Walter, then 73 years old, was retired on a pension in 1896, he had seen 48 years of continuous service as a fireman. Oh, Ian's home. Yeah, it would be impossible, I feel like, but oh my god, I wish. Can you imagine if they were like, oh, here's Ralph and Georgia. Crowds at Curbstone Watch Parade. Yeah, imagine if he was like, oh, I watched it from Curbstone. What city, town, centennial? It says it's Chicago. Parade draws a great crowd to business center. I'll keep this picture and put it in the little scrapbook. Okay. September 30th. Okay. Got up at 7. This is George's. Helped with the ironing. Dinner and dishes. No breakfast, huh? Went down town, cloudy and rained some. Mended a little. Nice. I forgot about that already. I love it. Thanks for the follow, Nancy. Mended a little. Worked on fancy work. That's embroidery. And went downtown. Helped with supper and dishes. You guys are gonna get tired of sending those emojis, I bet. Went. I don't know why, but when the plate comes up, I want to do this. Because that's what it looks like. Supper and dishes. Went with Elizabeth up on Iowa Street, the farther end, to see the dressmaker. Hold on. That might be a clue. Worked on fancy work. Went to bed at 10. Do we think she's going to see the dressmaker for her wedding dress? Because she's getting married in December. I wish she talked more about it. We could attempt to find the dressmaker's shop. I'm going to write it on my list. Maybe we can look a little bit later. It's on Iowa Street in Waterloo. I don't know what the farther end is. Probably the furthest from Georgia's house. We have some old maps of Waterloo, so maybe we could find it. Hi. Hello. Oh, you got my text. That's a big ice cube. Thank you. I don't know if your grandma's still here, but say hi just in case.
Hello.
Oh, it's bubble water. Mm-hmm. That's what one of the kids called my seltzer the other day. I bring seltzer to work pretty much every day. Wait, what is in this?
It's just a...
Why is it like powdery?
It's not.
It looks powdery. Are you trying to poison me?
No.
What is that?
What? It's the carbonation.
No, that's not. What is that?
Oh, maybe it's, no.
If I die tonight, you know who killed me.
I also drank it.
But what is it?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to...
I can put it in another glass.
Sure. Did you drink your Alka-Seltzer out of that?
No, that's what I was thinking, but...
That's what it looks like. Oh, your grandma is here. Your grandson's trying to kill me.
If now it shows up on this
puts
glass,
it in
then...
a new... Yeah, maybe it's like maybe it's the Soda Stream thing? That is... I don't know about that. I'm still going to drink it because I trust him, but... Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. I don't think so, Addie. Okay. Now Ralph. Oh, I wanted to write down... There was a person she mentioned. Mrs. something. And she mentioned her job. Oh, Mrs. Blanchard of Postal Telegraph. Okay. Ralph. September 30th. Your grandma said hi.
Hi.
He says hi. At my room all day. Except trip downtown. Easy. Georgia. Now we're on October. I'll open up Ralph October 2. Okay. Got up at 7. Helped with dishes and other work. Mrs. Barney, I'll zoom in, sorry. Thanks, Ollie. What have we done? Mrs. Barney Marsh. Okay. This is good because she's mentioned... Obviously, she's mentioned Barney Marsh. Not obviously. Obviously to me because I remember everything. But, not everything. But I remember Georgia's mention of Barney Marsh, who is an engineer who works with her dad. Then there was another time that she mentioned just Mrs. Marsh, and I wasn't sure if she was talking about Barney's wife or we had found some other Mrs. Marsh who was also in town at the time, so I was like, oh, is it like another woman? Or it didn't really make sense. But she's mentioning Mrs. Barney Marsh now, so it must have been her mother. And Barney from Des Moines came at noon. Helped with dinner and dishes. Cloudy. After dinner, took ponies. Cute. I like when she says ponies for some reason. And thanks, Cass. You guys have a job. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. You're just waiting for me to say dishes. After dinner, took ponies and took ladies for a drive. That's cute. Went downtown. Helped with supper. And dishes. Went to bed at 10. Okay. Let's look and see if Barney Marsh comes into town. And we're on, oh, not September. Well, let's see. It's October 1st, so maybe he came in that day, or he might have been there too, already working, and maybe his wife is visiting, but okay. Well, let's see what this first one was. City officials inspect Waterloo's handsome new bridge. How handsome. But then let's see what, and that's October 31st. I want like early October? No, let's see. Contractor Barney Marsh is here from Des Moines to look after, Des Moines, right? The S isn't pronounced. To look after the closing work of the bridges across Cedar and the mill race. So maybe he went back and forth, but there's not a specific article about him coming on October 1st. I wonder if end of September. There is September 29th. This is the same article. Okay. Well, that's cool. He must be friends with George's dad. Maybe they're staying with them or something. Thank you for the follow, Tasha's Grave Adventure. Ooh, that sounds cool. Do you go to old graveyards? That's one of my favorite activities. I haven't done it in a long time, but... Okay. Room at AIT. Room and AIT. All day. Very descriptive. Georgia. You love cemeteries and clean. Oh, that's cool. I wish I knew how to... Yes, yeah, Holly says she transcribes headstones at cemeteries. That's basically what I do. I try to, like, go on Find a Grave and log them and connect family members and stuff. I wish I knew how to clean them the right way. I'm, like, afraid to try that, so I don't want to damage anything, but that is really great work that you do. It must feel good, because I know even entering them on the Find a Grave database, it's very satisfying. It feels good. What an amazingly long essay by Ralph. Yes, indeed. We really get to know him. AIT is the Armor Institute of Technology, and it's a college in Chicago. We have a group of us called the Grave Geeks. Oh my god, cool. I'll have to click on your profile later. I'm going to write it down, because I've watched some lives of people doing that, and maybe I've seen yours. I like watching them. And even just like the videos of it where they tell you who the people are and stuff. That's like my favorite thing to do. I want to get into like the historical society in my town or something and see if I could help with that. Okay, awesome. Elle followed you. Great. I can't do it on my computer, but I wrote down your name. I'm going to do it after if I'm not already. Got up at 6:30. Yeah, I feel like it's two separate things. Like, it's two separate special interests, but they go together. Like, the research part, the diaries, and the graves, and oh, it's good. Nikki's gonna follow you too. Awesome. Why are Ralphie so short while he's away? He doesn't have much to say because he doesn't have his girl with him. He's probably just super busy and overwhelmed. He said he was really nervous about his new job, so. Okay, got up at 6:30, helped with work. At 8:15, took car. And went to CF. When she says car, usually she's talking about like a trolley. CF with the ladies to Normal through the buildings and home at 10:45. What does that say? Cedar Falls. That's what CF is. Is Normal, Iowa a town? That's got to be a town name, right? It's probably not Normal. Doesn't look familiar. Normal, Iowa is a self-titled album. It is not a town, is it? No. Hold on, let's go back. There is? Oh, no. I don't know if there is. Your ancestors are in... Wait, hold on. Okay. I saw some cool footage of my city in the 1930s on TikTok today. Couldn't help but wonder if any of my ancestors are in the footage. Yeah, that's really cool. Roraval, Noruwal. Yeah, it does look like it ends in a U, A, L, or even an I, A, L. Should we look at... Norwal, Norisol. I don't really know how to do this other than to like search all those. Norwalk? Doesn't. She could have forgotten the K. Hold on, let me open up. I know there's not a K. Sometimes she'll forget to put things, but... Hold on, I have a Google Earth map. I'm gonna look it up. I have a Google Earth, like, project for these diaries. I'm finding it. So when I look at, let's see. Norwalk is near Des Moines, which is pretty far. That's really far. Waterloo's over here. Okay, so I don't think they're going to Norwalk, but let's go to Cedar Falls is here. Okay, what if it's like with the lady? So it might be a restaurant. Yeah, actually. Through the buildings and home. Is it a fair? How far away is that town? Norwalk is really far. So Waterloo's here. Norwalk was like over here. And they're coming from Des Moines, so I don't think they would go all the way back there. Cedar Falls is up here. New Hartford, Parkersburg, Holland, Fern, Zanetta, Hudson, Lincoln. Maybe it's a park. They rode through the... Newval? Could be a street name, yeah. I don't know where to, like, search this, you know? It is a town, because they rode through the building. A normal school is a teaching school. I was thinking that, too, but I think she would say... Well, okay. Maybe there was a normal school in Cedar Falls. Hold on. There is. Okay. Maybe they visited the school. And they drove through the buildings, so maybe the school is like a campus. Okay. This is it. Iowa State Normal School. This is from about 1903. Okay, cool. That's cool because this is the same year. I wonder if this is the same booklet. From the Northeast. Yeah, I bet that's what she means by going through the buildings. Like, going around on the streets through the buildings, like, of the campus. This is a view of the Normal School campus from a location near the intersect of 23rd and College Streets. The President's Cottage on the left. Okay. Cool. Oh no, all of the trees were lost to the Dutch elm disease in 1960s. That's sad. Oh, Morgan, are you from over there? Yeah, the University of Northern Iowa. I think it said that this is now part of the University of Northern Iowa. Okay, there's also celebrations such as May Day. They were talking about going to May Day at Ralph's College. I wonder if there was anything going on at the normal school when they went. Or maybe Mrs. Marsh was an alumni. Oh, this is cool, all these old pictures. Oh, cool. Look at this chemistry lab. Yeah, well, actually, normal school that's a thing, like, that's not just the name of this place. A normal school used to be, like, a teaching school. I think that's what it means. It was for teachers, which is weird. It is a weird name, but, like, that is more like a descriptor of, like, what the school does rather than, like, it's not, it's interesting. Like, there's a Boston Normal School. Like, you can see the sign, the old Boston Normal School. Oh, look at these instruments. That's cool. Okay. Look, view of Normalville. Normalville. Normal school in Normalville. Sounds like a bad movie. Like the Truman Show. He would live in Normalville. This has come up. That name, the IOF. I remember. Is that the Oddfellows? Yeah, I think so. Yep. We've come across that in the diaries before. Oh my gosh, there's so many pictures. Oh, this is all in Cedar Falls. Okay, I'm keeping this link because there's family in Cedar Falls. That's cool. Old lady. Oh, hold on. Trying to reconnect. Hold on. What is going on? Did I freeze? Whoville's gotta sue them. No, your internet is fine. My internet is messed up. Am I good? Am I here? Do you hear me? It was doing that thing where it said I didn't have, I wasn't moving or something, and it was like, every once in a while it pops up and says that I'm inactive because my screen hasn't moved. Okay, it's good now? Okay. I'm just looking at a lot of pictures. Sorry if this is boring. Oh, interesting. Oh, fishing. This is the river. Is that a wheelchair? Canoeing was a popular pastime. Some years later, the Department of Physical Education for Women at the Teachers College offered a credit course on that skill. That's cool. It buffers on your end every less than 1 second. Oh, dang. Sorry about that. Swimming attire in 1903. This is cool because this is the same year. I'm definitely gonna take a closer look at this after. I wonder if I could find the book itself. Very cool. It's probably a yearbook from the school. The bikinis of 1903, yeah. Just dresses. People must have drowned so much more. They loved printing photos at an angle. I know. The ones in the yearbooks that are like, It's funny. Okay. One thing I'm going to check before we move on. Let's see. October. See if there was anything going on over there. In early October. No. Oh, I feel like I have to sneeze. It went away. Okay, well, anyways, I'll keep looking. But I'm glad we figured that out. That's definitely what she was talking about. To normal, through the buildings, and home at 10:45. Rained a while. Helped with dinner and dishes. Went to train with the ladies as they went home. Yeah, they must have been visiting because I think Barney is there working on the bridge. Maybe they came to visit for a couple days. Worked on fancy work. They must have some reason to go to the normal school then. I want to figure out, okay, I'm going to write on my list, Mrs. Barney Marsh. Is there a connection with either her or her mother with the normal school? Worked on fancy work. Went downtown. Got supper. And done dishes. Went downtown with Elizabeth. Worked on fancy work. And went to bed at 10:00. Okay. Ralph. Received check. October 2nd. Received check for first month at AIT. Crap. This is shiny. Something work at AIT. Okay, I guess I gotta read it. Unless anyone thinks they know what that... Oh, nice. I like the fancy work symbol that we've picked out. I'll look at what that says. Because it's maybe... I feel like it's professor, but it's not. Because it has a lot of loops going up and down. October 2nd. He writes in pen later on in the month, so we'll get a special treat. It won't be shiny. Wait, what? October 2nd. I'm looking at October 3rd. Okay. Received check for first month at AIT. Regular work at AIT. Okay. Regular work. AIT and the rest of the time at room. Went over to see about evening classes, 7:30 to 9:30. It's funny that he was talking about class when he was in school, and whenever he'd say classes, it was because he was attending classes, but now he's teaching them. October 3rd. What's the date? It's October 3rd. I always make that joke when I can. Got up at 6:45. Helped with breakfast and dishes. Do we have a different symbol for breakfast and dishes? Is it a croissant? Swept. And other work. Helped with Ran dishes. Went down town. It rained. And the wind blew awful for about, I'll fix that, half hour. It snowed here for the first time today. It wasn't too bad here, but on my way to work, it was actually coming down a lot. And I had car line duty in the morning, so I had to stand outside and say good morning to all the kids. And it was really, like, it was like a blizzard out there. They loved it, of course. Mended, and I was just thinking, oh, we should have had a delay. Mended a skirt, helped with supper and dishes. Played one game. That's an interesting, I know that says played, but it looks like Olayed. Played one game of flinch. Oh, maybe we need a special thing for when they play flinch. It's been more rare lately. With Mama and Mrs. Blanchard. Worked on fancy work. Went to bed at 11 o'clock. When she says fancy work, you can send the little, this emoji. Hey, Gilbert. How's it going? Fancy work is embroidery. For her. Okay. Oh, thank you. I did it myself. Yeah, and it's featured in the photos. It's actually growing out. As you know, I'm an art teacher, so I don't paint my nails often because I feel like I paint them, they look nice, and then I go to work for one day and wash like 300 paintbrushes, and then it's ruined. Like, my nail polish just doesn't stay on. So my mom had one of those gel lamps. I'm also not going to pay to go get my nails done. So I'm like, well, I'm either going to do them myself because I like having my nails painted, but they just don't last. I did these like over 2 weeks ago and they're still on. I feel like I'm going to actually have a problem getting it off. So I think that's my new route. I'll do it myself. It came out really good. And it hasn't even, like, one nail chipped a little bit, but it hasn't continued to chip. So I'm feeling happy about that. Thank you for the compliment. The kids also, when I do the demonstrations at work, I do it on, like, there's a document camera, and it goes onto the big projector screen for them to see, like, what we're doing, if we're painting or whatever. And I've gotten a lot of compliments from the kids. They like it because it's like watching a YouTube video, and they compliment my nails. Ralph is already a teacher. Yes, yeah, he just graduated college, and he's now a professor. He must have been very good. Went out to Blue Island in something, the Bays of Boys. With the boys of the surveying class. Went to bed at... I don't think they do. I hope they don't. So far, I have avoided it. I do teach young kids, so they're not, hopefully, on TikTok. And I also have it going for me that I don't do the... Like, if kids are on TikTok, they're probably looking at dances and stuff. When I used to teach more, I do teach some 5th graders, so I feel like there is a risk. But I used to teach more 5th graders, and I feel like they almost found me, maybe. I don't know, but, like, I feel like they could have. But the stuff that I'm on here for, they would think is so boring, so hopefully they'll just never find me. But no one knows. Got up at 8:15. Helped with... Oh, hold on. Am I on Georgia? Yeah, breakfast. I have a whole set of diaries from my great-great-grandmother. That's grandfather. That's awesome. Hold on. I'm going to keep looking back because there's some good questions. Okay, hold on. Ralph had a very interesting life. I don't think he was a professor, though. Yeah, he's a assistant professor right now. Have you ever read of a diary entry related to confessing a crime? No. That would be... I don't know what I would do. No. Do any of your kids know you? Oh, okay, I already answered that one. I did find images of Ralph as an old man. Oh, yeah. We might send them. in the Discord. We have a few. Ralph, we were able to find a lot of pictures of, but not Georgia. We need pictures of Georgia. He lists what he does daily and spent what he earned. Oh, cool. That's awesome, especially that it's a relative. These are cool to look through in general, but if it was a relative, that would be a whole nother level. Okay. He might also be able to get his own Wikipedia article. Yes, Gilbert! Gilbert, can you be in charge of that? Gilbert's a Wikipedia editor. Please. Oh my god, that would be so cool. Aw. Have who met? Okay, hold on. I missed Deb's comment. Oh, yes. Okay, Ralph is Georgia's future husband. Yes, and they've met, but right now Ralph went away to work in Chicago, but he's going to come back and they're getting married in December. So you should tune in for the next few weeks because I don't know how long it's going to take us, but we're getting close. Maybe I'll have to look for sources, but he was a mayor. Yes, there's lots of sources. Actually, Gilbert, remind me, I have to add you to the Diary Detectives Google Drive because I have like a million things in here. All these things have, well, I say all these things have links and then none of them have links, but we have a lot of links to newspapers and all those kinds of things that you could definitely, yes, awesome, that you could link. Do you have a newspapers.com subscription? Because a lot of the articles are there, but I can download them if not. Ralph's entry food for the wedding is probably got married today, bet at 10. Yeah. Oh my god. We actually read it. The Diary Detectives, we read it one time because we realized when we were researching them, like, oh my god, they get married during the... Oh, cool. Wait, you get it from Wikipedia? So do you get it for free or do you have to pay for it? Because I want it for free. Helped with break fast. dishes and other work. Read a while. Mama. Oh my god. Pancakes, bacon, croissant. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Well, you know what? Then maybe I need to get an account. But I bet it's a crazy number of edits. Because that's your thing. So I probably wouldn't have as many. Mama went up to... That's good to know, though. Went up to Grandpa's to dinner. If there was one for Find a Grave, I'd have that. And I got dinner and done dishes. Oh, you guys should follow my YouTube, too, because I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. And that would be cool. I do also stream onto YouTube, too, as like a secondary thing. But if TikTok ever goes away, that's what I'm going to. Good question, Lou. We don't know exactly how they met, but we have a theory. Because Georgia's father was the city engineer of Waterloo. And Ralph is an engineer, and he ends up becoming the city engineer of Waterloo at some point. He worked for her dad. So I'm thinking, our theory so far is that he started working for her dad probably in 1902, because that's the diary that we don't have. We have 1901. We read through it. There was no mention of Georgia or even her dad. But in 1902, we don't have that diary. So that's probably when maybe he met her dad, or he started working for her dad, and then they met. And then I'm pretty sure that's how they met, because I don't know how else they would. But by 1903, he was living in Waterloo. I think he was renting a room from her family, because they rent out rooms on the other side of her house, it seems like. And then he went away to school, and he would go back and forth to college, to Waterloo, to college, to Waterloo. And now he graduated college and is in Chicago working. Yeah, maybe the father hooked them up, yeah. We have a picture. What would poor Georgia do if the world had run out of dishes? I don't know. We have pictures of her dad. I really hope someday we find a picture of her. That's her dad. Okay. Helped with supper. Hold on, I gotta gotta find my place. And read all evening. Wonder what she's reading. Went to bed at 11. Yes, that's what I do. I'm researching this. It's a set of 6 diaries that we have. These are just 2 of them from both Ralph and Georgia. It's a mix. And I've been researching them for a while. We've been making our way through it. But I've done other projects too. If you go on my website, you can see that there's like a few different sets of diaries we've been through now. Actually, 2. We read through one that was called The Weatherman Diaries because we didn't know the name of the writer for a long time. And he talked about the weather a lot, so we called him the Weatherman. In that one, we successfully returned to the great-grandson of the diary writer, which was awesome. Yeah, if you go to my YouTube, there's an interview with the great-grandson of the Weatherman, Todd, which is really cool. That was awesome, and we sent them off to him, and then this has been our second big project. This one's a lot longer because it's 6 diaries instead of 3. No, yeah, they didn't have any kids, which has made it difficult to find descendants and people to return them to. I do have a couple of Georgia's family members that would like to receive the diaries when we're done, but through finding them, I still haven't found any pictures of her, which is so sad. Dressed and went after mail and took walk and made several calls. No one at home. Spent evening in reading and talking. Yeah, I know. I find it odd and sad too because it seems like if they don't have kids, I feel like back in that time, it wasn't like a choice. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was kind of the norm for people to have lots of kids. So I wonder what the situation was. Got up at 6:50. Helped with dishes, and maybe we'll find out more in the later diaries. We have one more from 1904. That's Ralph's diary, and then 1906, I think. 1906, that's also Ralph's. And someone had asked before that when Georgia died, did she die younger? She died in hold on, I'm going to not remember specifically, but she did die before him, like a few years, 1952. And then he remarried, but let's see, where's his? He died in 1960, so he remarried but only died like 8 years later. Brief second marriage. Helped with dishes and other work. Worked on fancy work. Helped with dinner and dishes. Alice Kerr. We have met her before. I don't think we found a picture of her though. Wrote a letter. Went down and mailed it. Helped with supper and dishes. Worked on fancy work. I feel like she is embroidering something for her wedding. Or for her new house when she's married and moves in with Ralph. Because all of a sudden, she's doing so much embroidery. I'm in Massachusetts. Yeah, so Morgan, I don't know if you had asked. Yeah, you did. How did you obtain the diaries? So someone in Iowa, it's always like hard for me to tell this story and make it make sense, but the other diaries that I was reading through, the Weatherman diaries, were from Fairfax, Iowa, which maybe you know, because if you're from Iowa, you might recognize that. I'll go back. October 2nd of who? Of Georgia? Is here. Oh, I can scroll it in a second. Yes, okay, so Fairfax, Iowa, like a tiny little town. It's crazy. I know so much about that town now because we researched it for 3 years worth of diaries. 1943, 1945, and 1947. So those, while we were researching them, I was trying to find descendants, and we got an article written in a newspaper over there in Cedar Rapids. about the project, and that's actually how I finally got into contact with the great-grandson. So someone who read that article in the newspaper, he contacted me in my email because they put my email in there because if someone was a relative or knew a relative to reach out. And he sent me a message and he was like, well, I don't know about those diaries, but I have these that I got from an estate sale or something, or a clean out, and I don't really have anything to do with them right now. So if you want them, you can study them next. So that's how we got these diaries. It was someone who read the article about the other series and donated them. So sweet to think about. Imagine it's something with her new last name. Hold on. I don't know what you're talking about, Lou. I think maybe I said something and you were commenting about something I said and I can't remember what it is. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. That would be cute. Oh my god. Mr. and Mrs. Slippy. Like in Shrek. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Georgianna Slippy. Okay. Because her full name is actually Georgianna. Georgianna Vine Newton. Okay. We are... Did we do Ralph's 5th? No. 5th. He actually gives us a little bit. Slippy is a whimsical last name. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Slippy. Okay. Regular classes in AM at 11:30. Went downtown and got check cashed. And stopped. Started account with something on them. I don't know what. Okay, hold on. Oh, Northern. That says Northern. Started account. Is it stopped? Or started? It looks like he wrote stopped but then changed it. Stopped. Okay. It does look like he changed it to started. And that would make sense because he deposited. Okay. Weird. Started account with Northern Trust Co. Depositing $75. Someone look up what that is worth now. In 1903, $75. But, oh, bought overcoat? He spelled it wrong. He's like, I cashed my check and spent it all. $15 at Sears Roebuck and Co. That is cool. $2,600. Holy crap. That's a lot of money, Ralph. And did some other shopping and came back home. He went on a shopping spree. Imagine Ralph with all his bags. Okay. Studied the rest of the day. So you know what I'm doing? I'm looking up Northern Trust Co. Not here. Over here. In Chicago. 1903. Maybe we can find an old picture. The Northern Trust Company building. Oh, hold on. I opened it in the wrong way. Beyond the Gilded Age. I feel like I've been on this website before with Inglesee's diary. Cool. Okay, so that's where he opened an account. And then we can definitely find, I'm sure that maybe there was more than one, but Sears and Roebuck, 1903. I'm going to just put 1903 even though I don't actually need it to be. But I want, oh, I spelled it. Illinois. Well. there wasn't only one of these, right? They were all over the place. Okay, but here, Sears and Roebuck and Co., Chicago, Illinois. That looks like around the same time period. Okay, I'm gonna open that in another link so that I have it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if that's the same. The merchandise building. Men and boys clothes. Oh, this is the factory. Grocery department. Wow. Now it's an Amazon warehouse. Mail packing section of the shipping department. This is cool. Oh, I would love this room. All the tubes. That's like Elf. Automatic telephone switchboard. Look at that. There's so many. $75. It's about $7K. Yeah. So how much he spent? 15 on the overcoat. How much was that? Very cool. Okay. Oh, I saw the watchmaker one. I wanted to click on that. Oh my god, my neck would... I would not survive in the Industrial Revolution. Or, I mean, I know this wasn't the Industrial Revolution, but you know. Man, my neck would just die. I would die. I can't even, like, sit at a computer. I mean, I am now, but I can't sit and do, like, work where my neck is bent down for a long time or I get dizzy for, like, 3 days. I would not thrive. I would probably be one of those kids who died because I got some kind of infection. All us with, like, I don't technically have an autoimmune disease, but I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and I get sick a lot, and I don't think I would have made it this far. Thank God for modern medicine. Okay. And modern jobs. October 6th. Got up at 6:50. This is Georgia. Helped with dishes. I would not survive the Victorian times. My immune system is non-existent, literally. I got strep a couple weeks ago. That's why I had to cancel. Did I cancel my live because I had strep? Yeah, I think I had to. I was not good. It was bad. It's the first time I've ever had strep. And it was, like, terrible. And if I didn't get antibiotics, I probably wouldn't have made it. Like, how did people get through that with no medicine? Like, I had to take steroids and everything, and if I didn't have that, I don't think I'd be able to eat or drink. It's kind of scary to think about. I forget, I was going to say something else. Oh, yeah, and now, like, after I had that, I don't have strep anymore, but I caught, like, 3 different colds after that. Now I have a stuffy nose and I'm coughing and losing my voice. Like, you poor soul. Also having... Yes, that's what it is. It's having to be around kids all day. I'm actually shocked I made it this far without getting sick, which is actually pretty promising, because the first 3 years of teaching I was sick every day. Like, there was like brief windows of health in my first 3 years of teaching, but now I'm in my 5th year, and I feel like this is the first year that I've gotten this far without catching a cold or anything, so I think that's good. Helped with dishes. Hold on. Dinner. No, yeah, helped with dishes and washing. Cloudy. Helped with dinner. But that's the problem, is once I get sick, as soon as I'm feeling mostly better, I go back to work, but then I feel like my immune system is not back yet, and then I catch, because the kids are like little germy gremlins, and they all get too close, you know, because they're little. And I just catch the next thing. Oh, hi, Claude. Claude just ran down the stairs. Rained nearly all afternoon and part of the evening. We put up our Christmas tree a couple weeks ago, or I don't even know when. I put it up the day after Thanksgiving. The cats love it. They don't even climb it or go after it at all, which is really nice. But I made my own Christmas tree skirt, and it came out so good. And the cats lay on it, and they love it. It's like their personal bed. And Claude goes behind the Christmas tree, right up against the radiator on the Christmas tree skirt, and it's like, it must be the best place to sleep. That's where they are all the time now. Basil goes on the outside because she likes to watch us. But it's so cute. Yeah, her fancy work is embroidery, and I think she's making things, maybe embroidering something for her wedding or for her house when she moves in with Ralph after they get married. Rained nearly all afternoon and part of the evening. Ironed a while. Worked on fancy work. Helped with supper and dishes. Worked on fancy work. See, she's doing that almost like she's in crunch time. Like she has to make something and she has a deadline. That's what I'm getting the vibe of. Went to bed at. Didn't tell us when she went to bed at. Went up to Grandpa's. A horseback. On Hector. Hector is her horse. I love the name Hector for a horse. On errand and back. Just before supper. Ralph. Very short. October 6th. Regular work. At AIT. The Armor Institute. So Iowa in this era was basically Yellowstone. What, because she's on horseback all the time? Usually she does the horse and buggy. But yeah, sometimes she's on horseback. Nothing unusual today, love it. She is always carting people around. It's a V. So her name is Georgianna Vine, Vine Newton. But if you're finding Georgianna or Georgia Slippy, Georgia N Slippy, which might mean Newton because that was her maiden name. So that could be it too. But yeah, it's Georgianna Vine Newton. Got up at 7. Is she Italian? I don't know. Don't remember what her parents' ancestry is. Does anyone remember? We could look on our ancestry tree and look back. Where are you? Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you're wearing your PJs.
Yes.
Did you eat?
No.
What do you want to eat?
I'm making food.
What are you making?
Potatoes and sausage.
Hmm.
And rice.
I'll have cereal. I'm kidding. I don't know actually where. Oh, that's the Slippy side anyway. The Slippy side. I don't know. It's spelled Vine. Vigne? I've never heard of that. Alright, these people are all from Ohio. No, that's also... Hold on, I'm looking at Ralph's side. Here's Georgia. Canada on her dad's side so far. Canada on her mom's side also. New Hampshire. Canada. Okay. So French? Well, maybe. French Canadian. I don't know. But Canada. I love having cereal for dinner. It's my guilty pleasure. And Ian does too sometimes. What are you looking at? They didn't have accent marks back then. Well, I'm sure they did. But there aren't really any accent marks typically in English. They probably would have, if there were accent marks, if it's like a name, a foreign name, then they probably would have lost the accent marks when they came to America. The genealogy site that I found had her connected all the way back to her ancestors. Oh, cool. I do actually keep a diary. It's a 5-year diary, so every day there's a little area. They deleted them in band. Oh, really? Yeah, I know that even my not even my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, when they came from Portugal. So that would be my grand uncle. Is that actually? Yeah, because I just called him uncle, but he's my grand uncle. When he came, so my last name is Katerina, and great uncle? Yeah. Why did I couldn't think of that. That was weird. I knew that wasn't right. When they came from Portugal, all of the kids, they came at different times, all of them, so I think he probably came at a different point than the other kids or something, but all of them are Katerina, and they messed up and wrote it wrong, and it's Katerino, and like that was his name. And even like in his, like that's his legal name, like in his obituary it's Katerino, which is interesting because all of his family is Katerina, and he just went with it and he kept it like that. Cereal for tea. Yeah. Yeah, I started writing again in the diary because I fell off the wagon for a long time, but I started it again. It's fun because every day that you write, you can look back on the years before, and now I'm in the 3rd year of this diary, almost done. Crazy that it's December. And it's cool to look back on the things you did the year before and the year before that, and like knowing the things that I know now. Like when I first started the diary, we didn't have a house. Like there's so many things that have changed, and it's cool to look back on it with that kind of perspective. Got up at 7, helped with work, ironed, helped with dinner, went downtown, went up to Grandpa's, got team, went to dairy, downtown, and then went to the country, ironed some down there. After supper, Ruthie and I came up home, got here at 9:15. Yeah, team means a group of horses, I think. Was awful tired. Went to bed at 10:30. Pencil writing is so clear. Being so clear still is so interesting. Yeah, actually, a lot of the old diaries that we read are written in pencil. There's an 1895 one, which I don't think I have down here. I put it upstairs in my little display. But it's from 1895. It's the oldest one that I've read. And it's all pencil. And yeah, it's completely clear. I think a lot of it is how the diaries are preserved over time. Like these, they are falling apart. Like the leather is all cracked, and like the binding of the book is disintegrating, like literally, but the pages and the pencil is very well preserved. Like it didn't have any water damage or anything. It looked like a lot of old diaries are not in good shape because they were in a cardboard box up in the attic or something, or in the basement, and got wet, but these must have been tucked away and not handled for a long time. The 1917 diary that I have, that was, oh, hold on. The one that started my whole hobby, I got at an estate sale, and I literally took it out of the basement. Like it was in the basement in a giant pile of books, and it had lost its cover. The binding was all Thank you, Emily. I did it myself. I was talking earlier. I tried doing my own gel nails. I borrowed my mom's lamp because my nails never last. Like, I like to paint them, but as an art teacher, they get destroyed immediately, so it's kind of like frustrating. I don't bother, but they've lasted like a couple weeks now, and they're like, oh, well, you can see it in the picture better. Nice baby blue. It's the only color I have now, so I'm gonna have to get a couple new colors. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna keep doing that because it makes me feel good. Have a little something cute. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that 1917 diary was like falling apart. But also, even though it was falling apart, it also didn't really have any water damage or anything. So I think that's probably the main thing that will ruin diaries is water, the elements. Studied till 1, got dinner, and went to Chicago. Cornell game. Good game. That's funny because he went to Cornell College. Good game. Chicago 23. Cornell 0. We can find that game in the newspaper. Went down to see the fellows at Hotel del Prads or Prado after supper with Ganser. We know Ganser. That's Paul, I think his name is. We went down to Depot with them. Got back at 11. Oh, how is my audio, by the way? Is it really low or is it okay? Because I realized it was really bad for a while, like really, really low and quiet. And it was because I had the gain set wrong on here. It's good, okay. Because I bump the knob and I don't know which way is better and which way is worse. And sometimes I bump it and it's like bad. And I don't know that because I can't hear it. Thank you. Okay, good. Okay. So I want to look up the game here. The Cornell... do we even know what sport? Maybe we can find like on October. I don't think this is it, but because it says deceased. Oh, William Cornell. Rest in peace, William Cornell. Nothing. 9th, maybe? No. Oh, I'm in Waterloo. That's why. We need to be in Chicago. Okay. There we go. Midweek games scarce in West. Chicago 11 plays Cornell College today in practice. Oh, it's a football game. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this actually Cornell from New York? Or is it Cornell College from... Oh, Del Prado here. Okay, so that was right. There's the Cornell College in Mount Vernon, Iowa. That's where Ralph went. But there's also Cornell. I don't know if it was a university then, but... Cornell team. Coach Lindgren. Captain of Iowa's 11 in 1901. Illinois 11. That's probably Mount Vernon. Especially if it's a practice game. Would Cornell, New York come all the way? Secret practice. Game was on 10-7, yeah. Got any pictures? No. Oh. TikTok thinks I'm not here. There we go. Move this around. I don't even know what's behind here. Get that out of here. Oh, I think I put that there so that it would think I was moving, but obviously that's not working. So did he meet the players after the game? Yeah, let's see. So went down to see the fellas at Hotel de... Yes, because I think, let's see. What did they mention here? Where did I see that? Here. Okay. Yeah, so and that makes sense. He's going to visit the Cornell team who's staying at that hotel because he went to Cornell College, so he knows them. So he's friends with them. Did you find this clipping of Ralph getting sued for $500? I don't know. I actually haven't read all of the articles about him, so yeah, send it. If you send it in the Discord, because maybe not. There's also probably, like on newspapers.com, I probably missed some, but there's also other newspapers that probably have mentions of Ralph that I haven't searched, because I only usually search newspapers.com. Hotel del Prado. Here. Hotel del Prado. Wonder what happened to Hotel del Prado. Is it still there? This is in 1900. Not loading. Yeah, it is cool to be able to verify the details, find all these people, and of course, why isn't this loading? I saw it. It was there. It's here. This too. This is cool. An old postcard. For sale on eBay if anyone wants it. $8.50. Wow, that's a nice view. Cool. Okay. Now, Ralph. Nope, that was Ralph. Now, Georgia. Okay. Got up at 7. Helped with work. Swept a couple rooms upstairs and dusted. I do this for a hobby, yeah. Washed some things. In another life, I wish I did this as a career, but it's my hobby. And ironed them. Helped with dinner and dishes. Read a while. And worked, oh, I gotta fix that, on fancy work. Helped with supper and dishes. Dishes! Okay. Worked on fancy work. Again. See, she's doing that a lot more. I feel like she's in a rush. You have your grandma's diary from 1945. Yes, you should do this. You don't have to stream it, but you should at least type it out. Because even if you like read through it and like it's a book, you can't easily go back and search. If she mentions something more than once, you're like, oh, I feel like she's mentioned that before. It's so nice to be able to Control F and go back and search it, or like count how many times she went to a certain place, or compare things. I find it very worthwhile to type it out. Worked on fancy work. Went to bed at 10:15. Lovely day. Oh, I feel a sneeze again. It's not gonna happen. Oh, maybe it will. Oh, I'm so sick. I hate that. Regular classes. Gave written. Look at the light. Yeah, that is a trick my dad taught me. It does work. Gave written recitation to class in steam engine. Yeah, I I guess steam engine is the class. I've read a little bit. Some of the entries are in shorthand. Yeah, you'll have to learn shorthand. I don't know shorthand. But you'll learn it quick. It's like when we're reading through a diary and they have weird handwriting that's hard to read. It's so frustrating at first, but once you get used to it, it's way easier. And actually, that is another reason to type it out. Because if it's written in shorthand and you're kind of having like to decipher it, you can't really fully enjoy the process of reading it. It's just like in Anglesea's diary, her handwriting is so crazy that it took me, now I can read it pretty quickly, like easily, because I just know her handwriting after reading it for so many years. But yes, it literally is a different language. You have to like learn it. But is it, I don't even know really what shorthand, is it like the letters are changed, or like I'll have to look into it. I thought it was like things were combined and changed and like abbreviated. But if you're able to read it, or if you're able to get someone who can read it and you type it out, then you have something that's easier to go back to and understand, and you don't have to decipher it every single time you try to read it. And yes, they do get sick in the diaries often. Got up at 6:40. Helped with work. Swept and dusted. Okay. Yeah, well, I assume with no training you can't read shorthand, but it's symbols and things. It's hard to learn. Oh, man. So maybe you'll have to find somebody who knows. I know my aunt learned shorthand. Helped with work. Let me look up, what does it look like? It's a rapid writing. Ugh. If I saw that, I would not think that that was writing. I would have thought that was the scribblings of a child. Oh, there's 2 different kinds. Okay. Or at least 2 different kinds. Oh. She couldn't remember what it said. There are people out there, and you know what, actually? You know what you should do? Is go on Facebook and look for groups, or Reddit. Look for people who, like the subreddit shorthand. I'm sure it does look like a doctor prescription handwriting. I am sure that there are people out there who live to decipher your grandma's shorthand in her diary. I have come across a diary. I don't have it. It's not mine, but it was a historical society in Rhode Island had posted that they had a diary that had like normal writing, and then all of a sudden there would be this part that was like totally like in code, and I helped decipher the code. I actually can't take credit for actually deciphering the code. It was a vowel switch cipher or something like that. Like someone else who knows ciphers and codes cracked the code. But I was the one who was able to read the letters. So I was a part in that. That was cool. That was really cool. Because it started off as a big mystery and they had no idea. It would be like a normal entry and then all of a sudden just gibberish. But it was gibberish that kind of had, oh, thank you for the little crown. So cute. It was gibberish that had patterns in it. Like you could tell she wasn't just randomly writing letters. She was writing either in another language or like in a code that had a pattern to it. And it turns out it was a code. I was not convinced it was a code. I'm like, oh, this has to be another language or something like that another language she knows, and for some reason she's writing some of her entry in that and some in English. But no, it was a code. And it was very interesting because every time she wrote in the code, it was about someone like dying. So I don't know if it was like a superstition where she didn't want to write in her diary about people dying, or about, it would be like, oh, on this day, grandma died 6 years ago or something. So, and she'd write that at the end of her entry in the code. and it was always about death. So maybe it was, I don't know if any, is there a superstition about like not writing about death in your diary? I have a diary where whenever she starts talking about the guy she likes, she switches to shorthand. That's cool. That's funny. That's a little bit more upbeat. I like that. Helped with work, swept and dusted. Wrote a letter. Lovely day. Hitched up Hector and Mrs. Weeks and I went to P.O. post office and then for a drive farther. Helped with supper and dishes. Worked on fancy work till 9:30. Then played piano a while and went to bed at 10:30. Okay. Ralph. October 9th. I'll do a few more. Maybe we'll stop at the 10th. That's like a good stopping point. I do want to look at an old map and see if I can find that dressmaker. Maybe before I log off. Regular classes at AIT. I want to keep going, but I'm hungry. Went to bed early. That's the problem with coming on at 6. I don't have time to eat before. I remember in the beginning, and some of you have been here since the beginning, I used to come on the live and like stay on for 3 hours because it was so exciting. And I didn't have any kind of, I think I've gotten better at saying I have to stop now. Like I didn't have, it was so exciting. I didn't have the self-control to stop. And we would just keep going and going and going and read through months at a time. Got up at 6:50. Helped with work. Sewed a while. Helped with dinner and dishes. I used to get so much housework done listening. I know. Now I average at about like an hour and a half, 2 hours now. Usually more on the now we're at an hour and 45 today. That's boundaries are good. I remember urging you and giving you permission to eat or sleep. Yeah, literally. It's gotten into a good routine now that it's not like I hate stopping, but I know next week I'm coming back, you know? So it's cool. Helped with dinner and dishes. And I think also having the Discord helps a lot cuz it used to be like I'd come on the live, all you guys would be here, we'd do the research together, it was so fun, and then, exactly, Emily, and then I'd have to log off, and for a week, I would do some research on my own, but we didn't have, like, that community, and now that we have the Patreon community, probably, now that I think about it, that's the reason why I'm okay with logging off, because I know you guys are there for the rest of the week. Helped with dinner and dishes. Hitched up Hector. And took Mama and went after Grandma. I like when she says went after stuff because it's like Grandma was running away and she went after her. That's what it sounds like. And then went up to Scott's. I don't know who Scott is. Came home. Worked a while. And then went after the folks. Took Grandma home. Then took up to meat market. Came home. Took, geez, she's like taking everyone everywhere. Mrs. Weeks to P.O. and then home. you show an example of how you do ancestry research? Yes, I can. I'll do that right after I finish this entry. Then home. Papa took us to Grace Church to a chicken pie supper. We can look that up. And it was fine. I came home a while. Then Mama and I went up to Grandma's a while, and then home. Worked a while. Oh, speaking of the Patreon group, if you're a diary detective, go vote on the day for our next video chat, because there's only like an hour left to vote for December. Worked a while. Wait, Grandma's a while, and then wait, what? Did I like just? Oh, here it is. Came home a while. Then Mama and I went up to Grandma's a while. Then home. Worked a while and went to bed at 10:20. Windy, but nice. Oh, how long have I been doing this? That's a great question. I don't even know the answer to it. We've been reading through this diary for, well, 29 weeks because this is the 29th. At least 29 weeks. More because there have been a few times where we haven't had a live in a week. But there have been 29 lives that I've uploaded to my YouTube for this set of this 1903 diary and Ralph's 1903 diary. And before that, I don't even know. Like the other diaries from this series each probably had like 20. It's been a long time. I could look. Let me hold on, I have my YouTube open. I don't know if I can also look at this without ending the stream. Let's see. Ralph. Alright, the Slippy Diaries. First one I posted, it looks like was, oh, I gotta edit so a year ago. The 1895 diary I started reading about a year ago. And then we read through the 1895 one, the 1901 one, and now the two 1903s we've been doing. Okay. I haven't been on this live in a while, but I remember Georgia and Ralph yeah, we've been working on them for a long time. Oh, okay. It's the voting is on the Discord on video meeting plans. So on the Discord, you know how there's like groups of chats under group projects and chat. There's a chat for video meeting plans, and it's like a little checkbox, and you check off any of the days that you can go to. And I try to pick the one with the most votes. Actually, Holly, hold on, I'll tag you. I think I tagged you. Okay. Someone asked if I could show on Ancestry how I go about finding people. I can do that. Let's see if we can find... Was there anyone mentioned, like, a first and last name today? There are a couple of people who we have the last names of. Or I could just show, like, someone who we already know. We could look up Alice Kerr. That's who we'll do. So, basically, when you're searching someone, especially on Ancestry, it's good to know as much as you possibly can about them and enter as much as you can. We know Alice Kerr just from the other diary. I know, or I think, that she lives in Eagle Center or LaPorte City. So maybe I'll just write, we know she lived in Black Hawk County, Iowa. Or we guess that, you know? And then she's about, I think, the same age as Georgia. So I'm going to start off by doing, I think it's 1878 she was born, Georgia. And I'll do like plus or minus 5 years. And then if we don't get anything, sometimes I would like adjust that. If maybe she's not Georgia's age, I don't know, but usually I'll guess. And if Georgia's hanging out with somebody, usually it's someone who's close to her age, so I usually put that. And we don't really know anything else about her. And then I would just search. So if we knew a husband's name or when she died or anything like that, we could look. The other thing I usually do first is I'll go to find a grave if we know that person, like where they're from generally. And we could find, let me put Black Hawk County. Maybe we can find her death date or something. I mean, there's a bunch of Alice Kerrs, so maybe not. But, well, this one was born in 1880, which is close to Georgia. Her birth date. She could have married into the Kerr family, though, so I'm going to wait on that. I was going to hopefully put her death date, but I don't really know if that's correct because there's a few. So I would search with whatever I know. Where did you end up finding the diary? This diary, it must have been meant to come to you. Yeah, it feels like that sometimes with a lot of these projects. This diary came from, it was donated to us. So someone read an article that was written about another project we were doing when I was looking for descendants for another set of diaries, and they contacted me and donated these to us. Okay, so on Ancestry now we've got a bunch of results. And it does look like her mother is also named Alice Kerr, because it's Alice Labar, but Kerr. So, if this is her, I mean, we'll click on her. I usually like to look at the family trees, if there are any. She was born around the same year as Georgia in Black Hawk County. Let's see where she was in 1900. She's in Eagle Township. So that's actually, this is definitely Alice Kerr, because I remember in the 1895 diary, she's from Eagle Township or close to there, and she's friends with Georgia. So, how cool is that? That's her, and that's her family. And I remember, too, actually, that's funny, I remember Pearl Berger. Pearl Klein that was her maiden name, Klein, and then she married William Berger. And I have a picture of her, actually. This is Pearl Berger. Because she hung out with Pearl Klein. Yeah, so we have Georgia's 1895 diary. That's where all these people are from. And then we have Ralph's 1901 diary. And then we have Ralph and Georgia's 1903 diaries. And then we have Ralph's 1904 and 1906 or 1907. I don't remember what the last one is. And I'm just using Google Docs to type it in, and I'm using Google Slides to keep all the pictures. Let me see if we do have Alice. I do have Alice Kerr. No, that is her dad and mom, her mom and dad. So that's Joseph and Alice Kerr, the parents. And then I think she had talked in the 1895 diary about Mr. Labar, so that's why I had that note there. John Kerr and family. This is another Kerr group that I had saved because I knew that last name was important. But yeah, all this stuff, I collected this like a year ago, and it's all just been sitting here, and it's cool that Alice gets brought up again. So whoever asked me to do Ancestry, did that kind of answer your question? I forget who asked, but that's basically how I do it. And then if I end up finding more information about that person from Find a Grave or newspaper articles, sometimes I'll look for their obituary or mentions of them that would give like a spouse's name. I'll add to the search, like I'll edit my search and add things. Like now that I know this is her and she was born in 1880, I could go here, say definitely 1880. Might even do plus or minus 1 year because sometimes records aren't correct. They say about 1880. But then I could look, usually I'll click on pictures just to see, but I don't think, oh, wait. No, I don't think that's her. That'd be cool though. So sometimes you get surprised and there's a picture of somebody. So yeah. I wanted to look. Okay, I wanted to try to find the dressmaker. Oh, wrong thing. Search here. On Iowa Street. Okay, so this would be in Waterloo. I'm gonna search. I don't know if I could find it in newspapers, but Iowa Street. Maybe there's an advertisement. The other place that I was thinking of looking is maybe the what's it called? The fire maps, Sanborn maps, which I have. Hold on. There's maps, old maps I have of Waterloo. But most of them actually don't have, like, they're not zoomed in enough that it would have in Waterloo. It would have all the names. Here would be, okay, let's try to find Iowa Street. Here would be, okay, Iowa. Is this the street names? Yeah. Okay, so Iowa Street I think is really long. And then what is this? That's the sheet number. So we've got a lot of different ones it could be. Is this the pages? What is the numbers? Or is that, I think that's the sections or something. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to write down the sheet numbers that we can use. 11, 9, 8, 3, 4. Okay. We don't know what end of Iowa Street it is, but we do know it's on an end. It's the farther end. So I wonder if we find, I'm going to look on a map where, oh my god, I'm sorry, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Sorry, guys. I've had a tab open and it's just not like on my screen as shared. Here's what I'm looking at. I was looking down here at Iowa Street and seeing what pages they're on, but I want to see on a map where Iowa Street actually is. I try to open it on a separate tab because it always, when I open Google Maps, like shows where I live, and I don't like that. Iowa Street in Waterloo, Iowa. Okay, Iowa Street is... Hi, what? Oh, are you in the screen? Yeah. Ian's popping in. Come see. I'm almost done. I'm gonna come eat soon. Did you already eat?
No.
Oh, good. Almond Street. Iowa Street's somewhere over here. We're trying to find a dressmaker. Anyone see it? Let me look on the map again. It is parallel to Pine Street. That doesn't seem right. Oh no, it is straight up and down. That seems like it covers a lot of ground for that many.
Claude's coming.
Where is he coming?
He's coming. Over here.
He's coming. Clay. It goes up and down. But I don't see it. Where was Pine Street? Here. Here. It's this. Iowa. Right here. Thank you. Okay, so... Oh, that makes sense. 11... 9, 8, 3 and 4 all cover parts of Iowa Street. So, she says the far end of Iowa Street. Now, she lives here somewhere. Where's Mulberry Street? She lives like over here. So, I would think the far end of Iowa Street would be up here. So, that would be like map 3 or 4 maybe. I'm going to keep this open and also this. What? Oh, you're reading? Hi, kitty. Oh, who sees kitty?
I put him in the camera.
Oh, I didn't see it. I was so distracted. I love Claude. That's Claude. He's the fluffy kitty. And then we have the non-fluffy kitty, Basil, who never shows her face. Oh, baby. Hi, baby. I was telling them about how he sleeps next to the radiator under the tree because he's so cute. What did I say? Map 3? I don't remember. Well, this is Iowa Street. Okay, let's see. Boarding. No dressmaker on this one. We also had 4, right? Yeah, 3 and 4. Chestnut. Chestnut would be a cute name for a cat, huh? This is Iowa Street. Okay. Nothing listed as a dressmaker. 8 is the next one. Aw. Brit or Britty said he's beautiful. Claude, you're beautiful. He is beautiful. He was so scrawny as a kitten, and we used to laugh because he was just like so ugly cute. But now he's really filled out. He's really grown into his fuzz. He was like a brush, like he was like a fuzz ball when he was a little kitten, and it was so uneven. Like he had, and actually part of it was, it's so sad, when they were kittens, it is like really sad. They were attacked as young kittens. They lived in the woods. They were like, oh, Britta, that's cute. They were like living in a cat colony. They were basically feral, but they got them soon enough that they like broke out of it. They're not really skittish anymore. They are with strangers, but not with us at all. But they were super skittish in the beginning, and the poor things had like infected wounds when they took them in. It was so sad. So they had to have their little necks shaved because the wounds were on their neck. And so Claude, being the fuzzy one, his fur was all like, he almost looked like a lion. Like his face was fuzzy, and then his neck hair was short, and then the back hair was long, and he was all kinds of messed up. He just looked like so raggedy, but he's better now. He's filled out. I don't see anything marked as a dressmaker. I mean, this could be like not a dressmaker shop. It might be someone's house. I don't know what the D stands for, but it's probably like a residence or something. Well, that was 8, right? We have 9 and then 11. And this is also just one map. Like maybe it's listed on another map somewhere, but that would take a long time to try to find. Which doesn't deter me. I do sometimes spend a long time looking, but I'm looking for Iowa Street. On here, it can get kind of boring. Oh, the roundhouse. I've seen that. Turntable. Oh, that must be for the railroad? That's crazy. What? I gotta look into that. I'm writing that down because I've seen that building in like historical sites and stuff like that. Metalworks, repair shop. That's all like industry shops. Did anyone see? Okay, Pine Street intersects with Iowa Street. That's East 4th? Oh, here, right in front of my face. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it could be a lady at a house. Is that vend? Like vendor? I thought they were more specific. Sometimes these maps are more specific and they list what kind of store. Last one that we can look at is 11. Oh, wrong button. That's why. Oh, this is also in 1910, which is a few years after. Iowa. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe vend means like vendor, like a store. They aren't as descriptive. I was hoping, like, sometimes they have what kind of store. But that might be like they have pharmacies labeled, grocery stores labeled in some places. Maybe I'm just thinking that it's all like that, but it's just for certain types. Or maybe it's the years. Yeah, like, no, that's just how it's constructed. I don't know. But I'll definitely keep that on the list and we'll look a little bit further into it. I think I'm going to go eat. It's 8 o'clock. I got to eat some dinner. Thank you guys. This is always really fun. And I look forward to it every week. And I think when I first came on here, I made a live event for next week. So you guys can sign up for it if you want. It just gives you a notification. Or it should, you know. Is that the church? Oh, the chicken pie. Okay, I gotta find the chicken pie church. I don't know if that was the one. Then I am logging off. Chicken pie. Grace Church. Oh, we have a picture of that. So her dad is that the one in Grace Church that he's associated with? Yes. The Grace Methodist Church. Her dad is the superintendent of the Sunday school there, which is interesting because they're not like a super religious family. Sorry, I'm totally not showing you. I'm zooming in and not showing you the right thing because I can see it on my screen. It won't let me like scroll over. There. That's Grace Methodist Church. She doesn't go to church every Sunday or anything like that. And later on, she's listed as not being associated with any specific religion. But her dad is very involved in that church. I'm just gonna look up chicken pie. Chicken pie in October in Waterloo. Oh, it's getting cold down here. Gotta turn the space heater on when I come on live now. The ladies of Grace Chapel will serve a chicken pie supper. I want to make a chicken pot pie. An apple pie recipe. 2 cups of applesauce, well sweetened. 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon. 1/2 cup seedless raisins. Ugh! Raisins and apple pie boiled for 10 minutes. 2 egg yolks. Mix this and bake with 1 crust. When in oven, 15 minutes to remove. How hot? Make a meringue of the 2 whites. Slightly sweetened. Arrange over fruit. Set in oven to brown. Serve cold. Yum. Okay. Sorry, I got wicked distracted. Okay. That's it for tonight. I'm going to go eat some chicken pie. Like always, it was fun. I can't wait till next week. If you're a diary detective, don't forget to vote on our video meeting. That could happen as early as Monday, December 9th, if you vote it. So I have some dates in early December and mid-December because I know that December is a really busy month later on. So we'll do it kind of on the earlier side. And I'll be picking that date later tonight. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Bye, Holly. Bye, Nikki. Bye, Deb. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Penny, you just came in as I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time. And if you're in the Patreon, I'll see you right after.